Broadcasting from Schnabel Hall on the beautiful campus of Valparaiso University, you're watching The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us in this edition of The Shield. I'm Teddy Riethmeier.
And I'm Caiti Blase.
On Friday night, UPC held their annual spring concert featuring Mike Posner with special guest DJ Solo Sam. VUTV reporter Andrew Whitmire has more on an exclusive interview with both artists.
I thought it was great. It was great to see the environment Valpo brought. It was great that I was able to open up for Mike Posner. He's a cool dude. You know, I had my guys up here, Cody, Tevin. It was a great show. I thought it was a great show. People loved it. Yeah, I definitely write my own content. My producer, he had to leave this morning, but he's my DJ, High Rich. He produces everything, kind of like a Macklemore, Ryan Lewis kind of combo. And
how proud are you to where you are today?
I feel really proud. I feel really blessed as well.
We have a lot coming out. We have a mixtape, Summer's End, coming out next month, April 20th. Summer's End, the mixtape. Check it out. And then we got I Am Solo, the mixtape, coming out like later in the summer. So we're just getting our music out there as fast as we can.
You sang your new song out there, Top of the World. How do you feel like that's going for you?
It's sick, man. Everyone was singing the words tonight, so that was definitely cool. The show in general was just, it felt really special to me.
Lately we've been having a Frozen. A Frozen, is that what Frozen?
Frozen, the movie.
That's our soundtrack. That's what we're playing, Frozen. So
right now.
I would say be a boss of your own work. When that means, like, so many people are so quick to throw out money to have their work done for them at the studio, and you could take time and effort and actually learn your own craft. And like, I know what I did is I dropped money to get my own equipment.
So do you have any advice for students seeking to join the music industry?
For students seeking to join any industry, I suppose Steve Jobs said, have the courage to follow your intuition. Somehow already knows what you want.
I just want to say thank you so much to all the Valpo students who came out. It was really great to rock with you guys.
The women of Kappa Kappa Gamma brought the Valpo community together this past weekend for their first ever KKG Carnival. I went out to get the story on this new philanthropy event. Cotton candy, popcorn, and snow cones were just a few of the classic carnival highlights at Kappa Carnival.
Today we're hosting Kappa Carnival. It's the first time we're hosting this philanthropy. It's just like having a carnival, and it's a little closer to campus. We're having games, food, entertainment, and it's supposed to be really fun. It's supposed to kind of be a little more family oriented, so we can really reach out to the community as well.
All of the proceeds made from Kappa Carnival will benefit RIF.
Reading is fundamental, so all the proceeds usually go to supporting children's literacy. So they host programs that help children kind of get at their age level with reading, and that's where we're sending all the money to. Education is getting to a point now where I think children are the future, and we definitely want them to be at that reading level because reading is really important and literacy really is important, and any money that goes towards that is definitely going to help that.
A talent show featuring different musical acts from other Greek organizations was also a part of the event. Reporting for The Shield here on VUTV, I'm Caiti Blase.
And with the first look at your Valpo weather forecast, Storm Shield meteorologist Dave Caulfield joins us in the studio. Dave?
Hey everyone, well the warm temperatures that we saw in the beginning of the week will not be traveling with us as we go towards the weekend. Unfortunately, the 60s are a thing of the past for the foreseeable future. I'll have more coming up on what we can expect below average temperatures as well as a nice weekend ahead though. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
On a campus plagued with terrible weather, Valpo students suffer from boredom with no motivation to leave their room.
They begin to search for free movies and stumble upon Valpo's new free movie streaming website, where you get unlimited free access to recent movies like Despicable Me 2 and Jobs at the tips of your fingers. So if you're feeling bored, then don't wait. Grab some friends, find a seat, and enjoy a movie on movies.valpo.edu.
Welcome back to The Shield. On Monday, several artillery exchanges between North and South Korea have heightened tensions between the two countries. Shells from a North Korean military exercise landed in waters claimed by South Korea. South Korean forces retaliated by firing shells into North Korean waters. Just a day earlier, North Korea released a statement saying it would not rule out continuing nuclear weapon tests. The White House says North Korea's actions are, quote, dangerous and provocative. At separate press conferences Monday, Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel and Marie Harf, a State Department representative, responded to the latest tensions on the Korean peninsula.
The North Koreans have to stop these provocative actions. And we've been very clear on that. And obviously, when I'm in China, that will be a subject that I will discuss with my counterpart.
These kind of provocations only strengthen the resolve of the international community and deepen Pyongyang's isolation, which, of course, we've said now North Korea has a choice. They can choose to further escalate, or they can choose to come in line with their international obligations and rejoin the international community. Unfortunately, what we've seen recently particularly is the former.
Almost 6 years after his death, the King of Pop will have one more album to his name. Escape comes out May 13th and features modern takes on Michael Jackson's songs and will also include 8 previously unheard tracks. Epic Records CEO L.A. Reid was granted access to 4 decades of the late singer's vocal material and created the track list. Timbaland was the lead producer with contributions from other hitmakers like Rodney Jerkins. Jerkins and Jackson co-produced and co-wrote the album's title track, Escape. You can pre-order the album on iTunes starting Tuesday, April 1st.
College degrees get you the best jobs. With the recent condition of the economy, this is not always the case. In fact, many college-educated people are working minimum wage jobs. Zane Asher is in New York with details.
Going to college is a pricey endeavor, more than $70,000 for 4 years at an in-state public school. But is it worth it? 250,000 Americans might think and pause a little bit before answering, and here's why. 260,000 college-educated Americans have minimum wage jobs. The good news, that number has been falling the past few years, and it's the lowest level since 2008 because the economy is getting better, and many states have minimum wage that's above the federal level. But it is still really dismal. The problem is that this has been a low-wage recovery. 58% of the jobs created since the recession have been lower-paying positions in retail and food prep. These jobs pay about $13 an hour. Because of that, people are taking action. A group of New York City tutors employed by Kaplan, an educational test prep company, formed a union to bargain for higher pay. And over at Victoria's Secret, workers at one location got a $1 to $2 pay raise because one employee with a college degree lobbied for it. But despite the struggle, remember, government data shows the more education you have, the more likely you are to be employed.
A blind and deaf dog in Maryland is safe and sound at home after being trapped in a sinkhole for several hours over the weekend. Abby Theodoros has the details.
Crossroads Emergency Vet Clinic was the last place Susan Geary expected to find herself with her 14-year-old Lhasa Apso, Samantha, Sunday afternoon. Geary took Samantha for an early morning walk when the sinkhole unexpectedly enclosed her dog.
I screamed, "Help! Help!" And some neighbors came out to help me, but we could not get her out, so of course we had to call emergency.
Samantha was reportedly pacing back and forth in the hole for roughly 7.5 hours. Although Samantha, who is also blind and deaf, is reported as being in good condition now, getting her out of the sinkhole took a lot of work from Frederick City Public Works, several fire rescues, police, animal control, and Frederick County Advanced Technical Rescue. Officials initially dug by hand, but after 45 minutes, used a backhoe to expedite the process. After the ordeal, Samantha was taken to the clinic for a bath and x-ray. This pooch is ready to go for the next journey in her life by putting her best paw forward.
Well, Apple went to court with Samsung for the second time on Monday, and the stakes are even higher. That's because the newer models are up for debate, like the Samsung Galaxy S3. Apple accuses Samsung of using its designs, and Samsung is countersuing Apple for the same claim. The first Apple versus Samsung trial resulted in a $929 million verdict against Samsung, but this time, Apple is seeking about $40 per phone in damages. Coming up after the break, Storm Shield meteorologist Dave Caulfield brings us his full weather forecast, and Shield sports reporter Dustin Levi is here to update us on the latest in Crusader athletics.
Welcome back to the Shield, everybody. Did you know that the word April actually comes from an old English word meaning rain? Well, that's not true at all, but it should be with the amount of rain Valpo is going to see over the next couple of days. We can say goodbye to the 60s as a warm front will set up just to our south and really trap the warm air to regions such as Indianapolis and even farther south than that. But we do have a terrific Sunday in store with not a cloud in the sky, mid-50s, and just very, very nice conditions. I'll have more on that coming up in my 5-day forecast. Here's forecast temps for an almanac on Thursday. Average temps 55 degrees for us, and we'll be running about 10 degrees below that, and that's going to be the story as this warm front sets up to our south. We're going to be cold and really not in the 60s that we were used to. And here's the front I was talking about. Sets up just to our south, 47 degrees Thursday at 9 a.m. for Valpo. And really that's going to do two things. One is it's going to keep the warm air to the south in regions like St. Louis and Cincinnati, but all the precip is going to overrun it, if you will, and be right in our neck of the woods. 50 degrees we'll get up to on Thursday at 3 p.m. for the Valparaiso area. And 73 in St. Louis, you can see that warm air being trapped by the front. We'll get up to about 52 Friday at 6 a.m. Friday, a lot of rain. First from this warm front, and as you can see, this cold front starting to form, and we're going to get a lot of rain on Friday, a steady rain as well. Half an inch of precip is possible on Friday, and by 4 p.m., we're up to 54 degrees. We could get into the 60s. Some models saying we could get into the 60s, but with the cloud cover and with the rain, I just don't see that happening. For tonight, though, 39 degrees with rain. Winds are out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 46 degrees. Cloudy and showers. Winds will pick up a little bit out of the east at 15 to 20 miles per hour. For your 5-day forecast, Thursday and Friday, rain is the big story. 54 degrees on Friday, and that's more of a steady rain, but we will get the warm front moving north and the cold front swinging through after that. In translation, a lot of rain for Friday. Saturday, as the cold front has pushed through, chilly conditions, 45 degrees for a high, and that's about 10 degrees below normal. And also with a northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour, that's going to feel like temperatures are in the 30s for highs. Sunday though, guys, I can't stress it enough. Get out and enjoy that one. That's going to be the nicest day over the next 5 days. 53 degrees and not really a cloud in the sky. Sunny conditions. So go on a long bike ride, do whatever you need to do to get out and enjoy it, because Monday and Tuesday the rain comes back.
So I just got this new pair of UGG boots on Wednesday, and I'm going to have to put them right away again on Thursday and Friday because it's going to be muddy?
Well, you know, Uggs are a touchy subject, Teddy. I think that if you want to get them out, yeah, you definitely don't want to get them muddy. That's number one. And with the ground thawing, it's not a good idea. I think you should, kind of table the Uggs for now, and when, you get a cute top or something like that, that's when you bring out the Uggs in a little while, but not right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you, David, for that. Coming up after the break, Dustin Levi joins us with everything in Valpo athletics. Stay tuned.
Hi everybody, I'm Dick Vitale of ESPN, and I'm on VUTV. It's awesome, baby, with a capital A.
And over the weekend, Valparaiso University hosted the 68th annual LBAA National Tournament of Champions at the Arc. VUTV news correspondent Amy Vanderhayden has more.
This weekend brought 64 middle school basketball teams, both boys and girls, to the 68th Annual Lutheran Basketball Athletic Association's National Tournament of Champions, hosted at the Athletics Recreation Center here at Valpo. 32 teams of girls and 32 teams of boys competed to become national champions. After 3 exciting days of competition, St. Paul's Bears out of Fort Wayne, Indiana were named national champions in the boys bracket, and St. Michael Lutheran out of Fort Myers, Florida, won the national championship in the girls bracket. The entire weekend was filled with great games, exciting endings, and memories that will last a lifetime. In all, the 68th Tournament of Champions was a slam dunk.
And now with the latest in Crusader athletics, Shield sports reporter Dustin Levi joins us in the studio. Dustin?
Thanks, guys. This past week, the men's baseball and women's softball teams faced some very tough competition. Over on the men's side, they went against some tough in-state rivals in Notre Dame and Butler, while on the women's side, they had some tough games against UIC and Eastern Illinois. And with that said, let's get into the past week's action. On Wednesday, the men's baseball team had a rough road test against Notre Dame and the Big Yale brothers. Valparaiso had sophomore pitcher Ellis Foreman on the mound, and he had a rough day from the start of this one. With Father Craig on hand, the Biggio brothers gave Notre Dame an early 2-0 lead. Connor took an Ellis Foreman delivery off the elbow before scoring on a Blase Lazinski one-out single. Lazinski touched home later in the inning of a Kavan Biggio sacrifice fly to left field. Michael Mormon scored the Crusaders' lone run to cut the deficit in half in the second inning, but from there it was all Notre Dame. In the 6th and 7th innings, Notre Dame extended their lead to 3 runs and kept it there to get the low-scoring 4-1 victory. Ellis Foreman's final line in 7 innings pitch was 9 hits and 4 home runs. He fell to 1-1 on the year, and the Crusaders fell to 9-10. With no time to sulk in defeat, the Crusaders had a tough matchup against rival Butler on Sunday. It was a pitch-by-committee day for the Brown and Gold, as all 3 weekend starters saw 2 innings apiece. The game went back and forth. Butler got an opening inning run as Bulldog outfielder Michael Fries got an RBI ground out towards the middle of the field as Marcos Calderon came in to give a 1-0 lead to Butler. However, in the 5th inning, Michael Mormon knocked in a run to tie the game, only to see the lead go away later in the inning, as Butler added 2 runs to give them a 3-1 lead. Valpo cut the lead again in the 6th inning, as Jeff Edwards and Chris Manning both smacked singles off Bulldog starter Eric Stout to get things going. Butler temporarily stopped the momentum when Stout picked off Edwards at second base with Kowalczyk at the plate. The miscue came back to bite Valpo a few pitches later when Karch Kowalczyk ripped a double off the top of the left field fence. Manning scored on the 2-bagger to make it a 3-2 game, but however, the Bulldogs extended their advantage to 5-2 in the 8th, and that proved to be too much for the Crusaders as they fell 5-3. Valpo now currently has a 9-11 record going into their next game. The Valpo baseball team's next game will be soon, as they will again face Notre Dame Tuesday for the 2nd straight week. On the women's softball side, the Lady Crusaders started off slow. They were limited to just 2 hits Thursday afternoon in Charleston, Illinois, as Eastern Illinois defeated the Lady Crusaders by a final of 3-0. The entire day was a struggle offensively, and it was a tough day for sophomore pitcher Sierra Pico, who only pitched 5 innings in defeat. She gave up 6 hits and 3 earned runs, with only 2 strikeouts. This past Sunday, however, the Lady Crusaders had a doubleheader against UIC at DePaul. The Valparaiso softball team split a Horizon League doubleheader as the Crusaders fell in the opener Sunday in Chicago against UIC 10-2, before leading start to finish in a 6-2 win in the nightcap. Coming off a loss in Game 1, sophomore Kaylin Ranieri gave Valpo the lead just 6 pitches into the nightcap, and Ranieri did the same in her next at-bat as she gave the Crusaders a 2-0 lead in the 3rd inning. From there, they never relinquished the lead, and the Lady Crusaders pulled off a wire-to-wire victory over UIC. Taylor Wissenhofer, who was the pitcher on the mound this game, finished a complete game and improved to 5-5 on the season. The Lady Crusaders finished the weekend with a 7-21 record. The Lady Crusaders look to get its home slate underway with non-league action on Tuesday afternoon, as the Crusaders are scheduled to host Western Michigan at the Valparaiso University softball field. For all your Valparaiso sports info, remember to connect at valpoathletics.com. For VUTV Sports, I'm Dustin Levi. Back to you.
Thanks, Dustin. After the break, Storm Shield meteorologist Dave Caulfield will be back in studio for a final look at your Valpo weather forecast. Joining us in studio is Storm Shield meteorologist Dave Caulfield for a final look at your Valpo weather forecast. Dave, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well, it's not necessarily on my iPod, but the song Rain, Rain, Go Away needs to be at the top of my Spotify playlist, because that's what Valpo is going to be dealing with for the foreseeable future. Thursday and Friday, rain is the big story. Temperatures not getting out of the 50s. Thursday, it's more showery precipitation. Friday, that's when we get the more steady rain, and a half an inch or more of rain is possible with storms on Friday. Saturday, as the cold front passes, will be a bit chillier at 45 degrees for a high, but that northwest wind at 20 miles per hour really going to make it feel very chilly outside. Sunday, though, that's the best day to get out and enjoy. Go to Kirchhoff Park. Do whatever you need to do to get outside and enjoy it. 53 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, because the clouds do return on Monday and Tuesday in the form of, you guessed it, more rain.
See, you were being a downer about it and saying you want the rain to go away, but I was thinking more of singing in the rain, you know?
Oh, you got to. If you have an umbrella, go out and sing in the rain. Do whatever you need to do to get through the April showers, but I don't really like to use an umbrella. I tend to use more of a jacket, but even if you don't have an umbrella, sing in the rain. Sing really all the time.
It's a great thought.
Yeah, in any weather. Thanks, Teddy. Thanks, guys.
And that's going to do it for this edition of The Shield. I'm Teddy Riethmeier.
And to stay up to date on all your Valpo news, weather, and sports, log on to youtube.com/ValpoVUTV, or like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at ValpoVUTV. For Dave Caulfield and Dustin Levi, I'm Katie Blase. Have a nice week, Valpo.